Welcome to that Bible Guy, the powerful effect of good news. I'm doing this short series on Proverbs. I did a podcast yesterday and I read Proverbs 15 today, the corresponding proverb with today's date. And I did it today and I thought, this is too good. I need to share a video on this. So please keep up to date with that Bible Guy. Please subscribe to that Bible Guy and you'll either see a podcast or a video most days on the proverb, the corresponding proverb that I'm reading. The powerful effect of good news. So today I picked out Proverbs 15 verse 30. A cheerful look brings joy to the heart and the good news gives health to the bones. There is a powerful effect that good news has on how we feel and on the body, and it has the ability to lift us out of despair, discouragement, or just that lull that we all feel, whether we're giving it to someone else or whether we receive it from them. I remember a time in my life whenever I was lifted by good news. I remember my mum went to see my teacher at school and she came back. I thought it'd be full of bad news, and it wasn't all good. But she did say one thing from the PE teacher who said that he didn't know of any fourth year footballer that was as good as me. I didn't know if I believed him, and I was certainly shocked by hearing this, but I was so lifted by I literally couldn't, I was walking on cloud nine, as we would say. I also remember a spiritual time in my life when I was feeling a bit of a lull again, and someone said to me, someone in the know had said, I think in the future you might be asked to lead the church in Belfast, which I now do full time. And when they said this to me, I was walking on air. I was like, that's what I want. Full-time ministry is what I've always longed for. So this good news brought an incredible change in me. And did you realize that good news actually changes your physiology? Has a physiological impact on our bodies. It actually releases dopamine and circulating endorphins and decreases circulating cortisol levels, which is a stress hormone. Decreases those levels. Also known to release the cuddle drug, Oxycontin, in the body as well. So it has a physiological impact when we hear good news from others or we give good news to someone else. It has this incredible impact. One of the things I'd say to you is today, and it's a decision I made this year, something that I think we then, therefore, based on what this says and how it makes us feel to hear good news, bad news therefore has the opposite effect. And I really do believe that there is a disproportionate amount of bad news in the world that we live in, whether it be social media, television, news channels, newspapers, hearing other people, family members, relatives, whatever it happens to be, there is a disproportionate amount of bad news. And I think, one, we need to be different, but two, we need to control the amount of bad news that comes our way. One of the decisions I made this year, probably last year, was that I have a TV set in the kitchen that I used to put the news on when the kids were watching dinner. Kids are having dinner. We were watching the news, sorry. I turned it off. A long time ago, I turned it off. I don't let my kids hear the news. I'll filter what's important to them as I see fit, but I don't let us all watch the bad news together anymore. I take control of what I'm allowing to saturate my mind and the minds of my children and my family. We got to watch out for places, people, online or wherever it is, where we know and we have identified there's a disproportionate amount of bad news, which has the opposite physiological effect. The last thing then just to say on this is, and the call I think for us as Christians is, given the impact of good news, we are to be good news. We have nothing but good news to share with the world. We have the gospel to share, which literally means good news. We are to go out and be people who have a cheerful disposition, who want to bring joy to people's heart by sharing good news. Even if they don't see it that way, we know that the gospel is good news. So a call is today to be people who want to go out and physiologically change people's lives. There's a thought for us today. So just to leave us with a couple of things that I've challenged myself with based on this incredible proverb. The first thing is, watch out, take control, and don't allow a disproportionate amount of bad news to filter through my mind. I control whatever comes into my mind. And the second thing, which I've done, again, based on the idea of this proverb, is every day I've set myself a challenge this year, and I want to remind myself of it, to actually make a point of finding a way to encourage someone, finding a way to present the gospel as it is, good news, regardless of how the person might receive it. We should be good at being able to pick out of the gospel in our modern culture what people would be considered to be good news, and try to encourage someone every day so that we can light up their eyes, light up their face with the news that we bring. If you've liked this today, please hit the like button. Please share it on for other people. Please subscribe if you haven't already to That Bible Guy. Let's get his word out there.